Hello, Sir David the Bard, coming to you out of Australia, Kangaroo City, Kangaroo Court, which I'm going to at the end of this month. I'm going to throw myself down on the kangaroo and plead, please don't hop on me hard. Anyway, I want to do a video that's not going to be popular. This is not going to be popular, but this is the Bard Show, and nothing's popular. We got the 4th of July. I think it's tomorrow, this will be an old video someday. Probably when I say goodbye, it'll be old. The 4th of July holiday is coming up, and that's a wonderful holiday. Now, I'm not going to bullshit you. I was a kid of the 1960s during the Vietnam War, which I think was one of the most cruel and insensitive and unnecessary wars that has ever been fought. And I didn't protest. I didn't walk out on the streets and, throw bananas at the police and whatever. But I was against the war. And thank God I was at BYU and I had many deferments being a student, so they couldn't touch me for the draft. Anyway, for many years, I wouldn't even stand up for the flag ceremony anywhere. And I certainly wouldn't put my hand on my heart. I do that often now since I've had quad bypass. I've become very patriotic. My hand is on my heart many, many times. Sometimes it hurts like hell. Anyway, I don't want to bullshit you and say that, I'm not a patriotic. Oh, God, there's the Mormons in me. They're in my head. Patriotic. My sweet wife, in 3 days, is going to be a citizen of the United States. She's been studying her ass off on history and all the things that they put her through. It's taken 7 years, but I've had to sit with her and do some American history and those kinds of things. Now, here's my complaint. To have a parade, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a 4th of July parade and blocking my driveway for hours and hours here in the basement apartment of Australia. They have a lot of 4th of July parades here in Australia. They like the Americans. Anyway, it's inconvenient, and, they throw candy at the kids, just like the molesters do. And the Mormons get on there, and they're on ropes and wires, flying and dangling like they're going to the celestial kingdom. That shit doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I'll tell you what bothers me. Fireworks! That bothers the hell out of me. Now, I've been to Disney World, I've been to Disneyland, I've been to Universal Studios, and I've seen and Las Vegas. I've seen some fireworks shows that most of you will never see. They're beautiful. They're interesting. They're pretty much all the same. It's kind of like women. You see one naked woman, you've seen them all. I gotta go get my meds. I'm gonna get shut down. I'm gonna get shut down. Anyway, I don't care. Anyway, you've seen one fireworks show, you've seen them all. Now, the sparklers that you hand to the kids are burning at 1,000 degrees, and you've got this 16-month-old baby going like this. Does that make any damn sense to a full-grown adult? Does it make sense to you if you've got 5 kids, you give them sparklers, and they're chasing each other in the yard? It's kind of like a car. It's not a torch. A flare. It's like a damn car flare. Would you light 5 car flares, hand them to your 5 kids, and chase them? And let them chase you? Well, maybe you would. I wouldn't. The Bard ain't into that. Homie, don't play that. Now, the other thing is, we're in a position where we don't have to go anywhere to see fireworks. We just go down to the kitchen table. There's all kinds of fireworks down there in our family. Anyway, we can go out on the basement patio and we can see the fireworks. Now, let me tell you something. I'm down here in Australia, but I used to live in Utah. In Utah, they start fireworks a day or two before the 4th of July and a day or two after the 4th of July. So you hear explosions for like a week in the state of Utah. And they go up in the air and they explode, and some of them are pretty. And I'm saying to myself, each one of those that's going up costs $400 or $500. You go to a stadium or a football game or whatever, it can cost up to $300,000 or $400,000 for a fireworks show. Now, let me tell you something. Does this make sense to you people? It goes up in the air and it's on fire. Then it goes over onto the trees, and the trees start burning, and the grass starts burning, and the firemen come running, and they go, oh, it's the 4th of July. We don't mind this extra millions and millions of dollars putting out fires that are burning your homes down. I don't know what the alternative is. Maybe music. Maybe you could put big speakers out in a parking lot and broadcast fireworks, but none of them are going up in the air. There's no danger. How many people get their nose or their hand blown off with fireworks every year? We used to put cherry bombs in mailboxes. Hell, that'd blow the box right off. I don't care if it was some of our neighbors after they got to know me and some of the kids. They put their mailboxes in brick. They surrounded it with brick. Well, it was hard to blow up a brick mailbox, but anything just hanging on a post, it would go into Russia. So I'm saying to me and myself, why are we tolerating forest fires, personal damage to human beings, property damage, and giving little kids flares? If you get a flat tire on a highway and light a flare, would you bring your 4-year-old out to hold that 2,000 degree flare while you're fixing a flat tire? If you lit a flare in the house and chased your wife around with it and said, honey, it's the 4th of July, that ain't spousal abuse. That's not domestic abuse. If it's the 4th of July, any other time you get the death penalty. You Mormons and you people in Utah, I swear to God, the way you start fires, the way you injure yourselves, the way you jump up and down and pretend that you're patriotic, the last group of people in the world that are patriotic and patriotic are the Mormons. Joseph Smith was run out of New York on a fraud charge. He got leg bail. They made him run out of the county, no horse. He ran for president. He got as many votes as I did last time. He hated the U.S. government. He hated Governor Boggs, who gave him a chance to build a damn city, but Joseph burned the Nauvoo Expositor, freedom of the press. Brigham Young hated the federal government. Johnson's army was coming into Utah to slap the shit out of Brigham Young. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have hated women. Women are still not allowed to be in full participation in the church. The first woman ever, I think in 180 years, said a prayer in General Conference. Oh my God, they're moving forward. When the Equal Rights Amendment came into the United States, the Mormon Church opposed it. Polygamy. The Mormon Church opposed the U.S. government. The Civil Rights Act of 1965 for the blacks to be able to vote and to be decent human beings here. The Mormon Church stopped that, tried to stop that. Now, if you are a man and like a man and you're a woman and want to marry a woman, oh my God, they spent over $1 million in California's Proposition 8, and now they've lost. That whole $1 million that they took from their members went down the shit chute. They don't care. They don't care. And so now when the 4th of July comes, oh, the Republicans and the conservatives, they wave that flag. They wrap themselves in that flag. And, oh, pray, lay ale me. If you can read on a 6th grade level and go to a library, please go look and see if the Mormon Church is patriotic. Why don't the missionaries serve in the military? Because the Mormon Church won't let them. They're not patriotic. They're not. I'm sorry. It's a lie. And when they run around with flags and they're pretending that they are real Americans and, boy, we are independent and free. God dang. In Utah, you can't even get an abortion. In Utah, we do have some gay pride parades, but they photograph you so that they know they can fire you from your job next week. This is the biggest joke in the world, is the 4th of July in Utah. It is not the biggest celebration, July 24th, when the Mormon pioneers came into the valley with Brigham Young. Oh my God. If you think the 4th of July is the big holiday, please go to Utah sometime on the 24th and watch the fires and the fireworks and the flag waving and whatever. Why were the Mormons coming into Utah? Because everyone hated them. They pushed them out of the United States. They came into the Utah territories. Anyway, don't be fooled. I'm old. I'm going to be gone. Don't let the history die, folks. Don't let that Mormon history die. When you sign on the line and you say you're a Mormon, you're part of this shit. And when you say you're patriotic and that you're going to vote and you're going to do this and that and this, it's not true. It's not true. The Mormon Church has been one of the largest antagonistic groups against the federal government. They just passed a law trying to steal federal lands back from the federal government in Utah, and the administration slapped them alongside the head and said, "You can't make laws like that. Don't do that shit." They're still doing it. So anyway, oh say can you see by the dawn's early light, each Mormon running through the street. And they never want to fight. They don't go in the military. The LDS battalion never fought anyone. They never shot a bullet. Okay. What is wanted? True and faithful, patriotic citizens who are willing to die equally for their country and allow freedom to reign on women, on blacks, on immigrants, on gay people, on all of God's creatures. Thanks.